Hello and welcome to Game in Frame. We are about 20-ish minutes into this Cosmopolitan Division 1 Reserve League final, or playoff final between Borgetto FC 2 and CPR 3. As I said, we are about 20 minutes in. As you are joining us, we did have some technical difficulties to start out the afternoon or the evening. So we are just getting into the match for you here on the broadcast. We are well underway in the match. What you just missed moments ago, the opening goal scored, I believe Seth Harrison did have the final touch, whether it had been over the line before that point or not, indeterminate at this point. But Seth Harrison for Borgetto in the sky blue, handball, not going to be called. Seth Harrison for Borgetto in the sky blue has the opening goal. CPR are in their home reds. They are attacking from the left to your right on your screen. Borgetto, of course, going from right to left. This is once again the Cosmopolitan Division 1 Reserve Playoff Final. Both these teams earning their spot after their semi-final wins, as away goes Camilo Salazar. Now in a 1v1. Camilo Salazar cutting inside, trying to zip one across the face of goal. Seth Harrison with an arm to the sky apologetically, because the service really was tremendous. That will also trigger our first substitution for the match. Camilo Salazar will make way for Clifford Ajay. 4 goals on the regular season for him. He will now take the spot for Camilo Salazar on the left and near side. Kuntz goes over the top for Patino. Can Patino track this one down? No, just outside of his influence. So that is one story of the match, is though the rain has let up to this point, knock on wood, the field and the balls are still pretty darn slick and just a little bit out of everyone's regular ability and control. Ayub will clip it over the top, searching for Tarico, which will force Bentoncourt out. A bit of a miscommunication there in the center of the park for Borgetto, which will release Bocina for CPR, trailing away from goal, shadowed heavily by Michel. Michel goes to ground to send the ball well clear of the danger area, and Bocina does force a corner here to be taken by Bernie Wright of CPR. Bernie Wright will serve this one in. We will, when we get the chance, talk about the tail of the tape, the storylines, and what's at stake here. Here is the service in, away by Diop for another corner. So it was a win versus Polonia for Borgetto to take them to this final, and a win versus New York International FC, who did win the league outright on points for the regular season. That was CPR who beat New York International. That ball, very nearly striking home. Testing the Olympico was Bernie Wright, but it does come to nothing more than a goal kick. Final standings for the Division 1 Reserve. New York International FC 2 finished up on 49 points and a plus 21 goal differential. Borgetto FC was followed by Polonia on 47 and 44 points respectively. CPR made up the last spot of the top 4, which earned them a spot in the playoff, or the Division 1 Reserve playoffs. They were on 44 points as well. CPR retake possession. Aloni for Kogan. Morad doing well under the pressure of Tarico. But coughs up possession back into the hands of Borgetto. Long throw, testing for Faisal Sanfo. Seth Harrison tracks it down. Sanfo again releases for Ayub. There's an option wide of him if he wants to, instead strikes home. And it's easily picked out of the evening air by Bentoncourt. Shook off the option. of Ajay, wide of him. That's too easily found Patina, who tried to play it on. Sanfo failing to connect there. Quickly out the other way for Aloni. And Bentoncourt in goal. Kuntz. Ping-ponging around, but does find its way safely to the feet of Guven Turk. Here's Diop. Diop for Sanfo in the middle. Shadowed heavily by Kogan, who continues the press. Michel. Lindau. Sends a searching ball through, and it will be Harrison to get on the end of it. Tarico making a breaking run towards the center of the box. They go for Sanfo at the top of the 18, and it's just missed the mark. That's up. It was a well-oiled attack from Borgetto. A lot of rotation between Seth Harrison and Tarico, though that will be Seth Harrison's swan song for the half. CPR making some changes as well. For Borgetto, it is Joel to make his entrance, and for CPR, a pair of substitutes that we will confirm when we are able. Nodded on by Bocina, though seemingly involuntarily. It's going to be played back to the keeper, Gavin Turk, who has to come out ahead of the on-rushing striker. Ajay with a great touchdown. Keeps it in bounds as well. Cuts it into the middle for Lindau. Michel. Diop. Ajay. Sanfo. Tries to slip it past for the third man run of Jonah Lindau. Searching ball in the middle. Sanfo's going to get an outstretched foot to it. Sanfo again. Tries to keep the ball spinning. Stopped there and not enough. Not enough to halt the play, says our center referee, Nikolai. Great take there by Lindau. Ajay. Well, this has been dominant possession-wise from Borgetto these last few minutes. Ball trying to be clipped over the top. Sanfo gets it right back. Can he keep this one in? Not quite. Keeper calling off his compatriots to pluck this one up. Restarting the build-out is Borgetto. Diop will test the long ball, and it will catch the back shoulder of Kuntz. Ajay flicking it onward, but Kuntz wisely shields this one now. Has much better bodily positioning and wins a foul. From the winger for Borgetto. Kogan for Chiakpo. Oh, Lindau tried the step. Chiakpo got the turn. Chiakpo trying to slip it through. That's a beautifully weighted ball. And just past the touch of Alex Hula. Oh, it curved so delicately right into his stride. Here's Diop once again. Diop over choreographing just a little bit. Coughs up possession for CPR. Kogan looking to orchestrate. Now into the middle is Aloni. Working wide for Hula. Does he have the step? Yes, he forces it forward powerfully. Does encounter Michel on his way though. That ends the attack. Tarico's going to get on the end of this ball, but it's 1v2, 3 reinforcements now joining him. Cleared away effectively by CPR. Diop there, ahead of Chiakpo. Diop given room to run. The clearance is all his. Ajay. Diop again. Didn't feel the pressure from Bocina, and now they are down a center back. Can they take advantage? Chiakpo. Nothing doing there from either of our referees. No. Paolo on this near side. Nikolai in the middle. Diana rounds out our team of referees as the far-sided assistant. Chested back to Benton Court. Kogan on the turn. Jonah Kuntz. Back for Kraus. They've worked it around well here. Patina disguising his runs. Chiakpo tucking in. Left by Bernie, right for Chiakpo. It was well orchestrated from CPR. But again, it's the quality of touch right now that is the difference maker. Just trying to keep your foot on the ball. And under these conditions, it's so much harder than it looks, especially on light turf like that. And there you go. Just mistouched, and CPR are away the far side. Aloni cutting it in past Michel. Aloni goes byline. Touched in by Lindau and cleared away by Diop, only as far as Patina. Now Patina trying to slide one in towards the far post. And very nearly cut its way through. Another trio of substitutions now. Getting ready for CPR. Bocina to be replaced by Jimmy Lopez. Bernie Wright is replaced by Trip Burke, and finally it is Aloni, the fullback on the far side, who will be taken over by Ronald Pineda. Daniel Sgro for Borgetto takes over for Ayub, but he will have some accessory work to do. And he's able to rejoin the fray. Tarico wins the throw. Samaripa, long throw. Nothing doing there. Tarico will continue to give chase though, starting the press. Jimmy Lopez in the pocket. Good little shift from Ajay, and another great turn from Chiakpo. He has had the number of Lindau. Another well-weighted ball into the middle. Can it be finished off this time? No, it's an incredible save by Gavin Turk. Knotted on by Lindau, but not convincingly. Jimmy Lopez now on the ball. Jimmy Lopez sizing up, quickly taken away by Sanfo. Ajay, and cleared away, but once again, not very convincingly. It'll find its way towards Kraus. Zipped in, that's a beautiful touch. Chiakpo, once again away from Lindau, has to find a way to make it work. A finish is not there once again, Gavin Turk. Inevitable between the sticks. Back-to-back remarkable saves from the goalkeeper to deny CPR their stalemate. Well, now they have a corner to contend with, but Guven Turk will be feeling himself, will be feeling all the confidence in the world after those two incredible saves. And that one won't trouble him at all. Well, there is the well, we'll wait, and now we can confirm that there is the personnel switch. Jonah Lindau is having a tremendous half until the introduction of Colin Chiakpo. And the quick turning winger will bring on Josh Ulane to see if he can deal with the pace and power of Chiakpo. Tarico receives. Zgro with time and space turns it back. Diop. Diop holding off. Oh, but a miscommunication there between him and Zgro. Off the shoulder of Zgro. Mishandled there by just about everyone so far. And that'll give Kuntz the touch. Get it back to his center back. Now Kuntz back on the ball. Figure of 8 past Ajay. That's lovely. Great first interaction there by Ulane. Zgro can't get a touch on it. Lopez holding off well. Patina just dispossessed. And now Joel with some room to work. Cutting inside. He'll give for Sanfo. Sanfo didn't even know it was coming. Had to check over his shoulder a few times. It will find its way back to Zgro. Has Ajay wide. Overlapping run from Ulane. Oh, that's perfectly weighted into Sanfo. Leaves it to Rico! Tried to go far post, didn't get enough power on it. Bentoncourt still forced into the save. And a corner here for Borgetto. This one to be served in swinging off the left foot. Ulane and Michel Diop all up amongst the treetops. But it's sent low and dealt with pretty easily. Errant pushed back into the danger area. Kogan comes away with it though. Does he look to clear? Does he look to play? There is the clearance. Flicked on only as far as Lindau. And Lindau, the captain for Tarico, just behind him. Chiakpo sends it down line.
Hold it up. Alex!
Tries to get past Diop. Contact from Diop. And a yellow card for the contact. I don't know about that. Foul, maybe. Trip Burke, though, encountering a brick wall.
Alex!
Was never going to get the best of that exchange. Did not look a malicious challenge, but either way, Kadim Diop will see out the rest of this match with a cautionary card next to his name. And Jesus Patina will serve this one in. It's at an interesting angle. Goes for it. Oh, it's punched clear. Another great save there by Guven Turk.
Hey, ref up!
That one looked...
Ref!
Okay, here's my little bit of analysis. Had I been Jesus Patina, who will make way for Bernie right here, I think I would have played that one low to skip it past the keeper. The keeper's he's tall, right? And that's where you want to put it against tall keepers, is lower rather than higher. And I feel like on this surface, with the ball being as wet as it is, here's the ensuing corner. We'll skip all the way towards Burke, who can only flail a foot at it, played out for a goal kick. But on this surface, being still just a little bit wet, with the ball just a little bit wet, I think zipping it low towards the far post, hoping to catch it and skip it off the ground, I think that would have been the play there on the free kick. Here I am spending about 3 minutes talking about one free kick that ended up with nothing but a corner. We've got a game to get to, huh? You guys at home must be thinking, this commentator stinks, but believe me, I am nothing compared to your soccer cleats. And if that is indeed the case, we will get back to the ad read in just a second. Zamarripa gets that on the second time of asking. Tarico tries to skip it for Zamarripa again. Tarico does get back on the ball, clips it in, and into the hands of Bentoncourt. It is a corner though. So back to the ad read with that brilliant transition. We do want to thank Salt Athletic for their sponsorship of the broadcast. They have created the world's freshest and most advanced cleat bag, known as the Air Case, which uses antimicrobial technology to make for odor-free car rides and homes. There is a QR code that just left your screen, but it'll be back, and if you scan it, here is the ball into the mixer. Scro got a great nod on it, couldn't redirect it home. But that QR code will be back in the second half. If you are interested, scan it and get 10% off your order of an Air Case from Salt Athletic. Keep it fresh. And we are keeping it moving with the reintroduction of Bucina. Tim Burke feeling a little something in his hamstring, it looks like, following that exchange in the battle between Diop and then the ensuing corner. The bounce for a Borgetto throw as we head towards the final few minutes of the first half. Tarico goes through the back of Morad to concede the foul. Taken quickly, and here's Kraus. Trying to zip it through the middle, and does so. Oh, Chiakpo, clever, but can't get his foot on it to skip it into Bernie Wright. Can't skip it through again. Ajay, back for Scro. Diop, Lindau, wide, Scro, cuts it back. There's an intense press coming from CPR. Guven Turk, back for Scro. Everyone pressing for CPR. Can Borgetto work their way out of this? Trying to work it through with Diop, won't be able to. Bernie Wright, contact, nothing doing, not enough at least, says our referee, and this could be the outlet for Borgetto. Here's Ajay, cuts it inward. Tarico, not there. Ulaine is though. Joel. For Tarico, there was a touch from CPR, so it's going to be Borgetto's throw deep in enemy territory. Back for Sanfo. Trying to force it in towards Ajay. Great touches from Sanfo. Clever. Really clever. Pushed off the ball by Kogan, though. And that will bring about the end of Borgetto's possession. Well, they worked their way out of that press really well. Though we may look at that no call on Diop in the box. It's a game-changing moment. Joel on the ball, just clattering around the pair of attackers and the pair of defenders. Throw here for CPR. Out of their own defensive third. Jimmy Lopez caught in possession. Sanfo for Tarico. Tarico catches a few deflections on its way into the back of the net, and it's double for Borgetto. Jordan Tarico, the number 37, as halftime speeds ever onwards and ever closer, has doubled the lead for Borgetto here in the Division 1 Reserve playoff final. Borgetto turning things around from the previous two encounters, wherein CPR won 6-3 on the 27th of October and then 3-2 on the 9th of March. Now CPR looking to respond. Miscontrolled by Skro. Chiakpo tries to play another signature ball cutting across the face of the center. Bernie Wright. Murad. Launches one through. Guven Turk can very easily parry this one downward and milk the last few moments of this first half. And does just so. 2-0 is your halftime scoreline, courtesy of Jordan Tarico and Seth Harrison for Borgetto. Folks, we once again apologize for the technical difficulties to start the match, but aren't you glad we made it in time to get you the last bit of action for the first half? We're going to stick around now for the second half because we have got a lot more coming up here on Game in Frame. And hey, if you've been around the game for some time, you'll know the old adage, 2-0 is a very scary scoreline. So stick around and get a look at our goal of the month candidates for the month of, what is it, May now? Good gosh. Yeah, stick around for a look at our goal of the month candidates for May. And then as you enjoy the rest of halftime, head over to our Instagram to vote under the post for who you think deserves to be goal of the month for the month of May. We're going to be right back here on Game in Frame, so stick around for more.
1-0 lead. Gianna Paul is going to go for a long-range shot! Oh my word! It's astonishing! Explosive! Unreal! Gianna Paul!
Back out wide. The step down Monarchs looking for the opening goal! Goal! Outrageous! Seth Powder with the opener.
Similar spot just barely earlier in the half. Zielonka, same setup, 2-1. Zielonka goes straight in. He beats Fontes to the near post. And Hudson Valley Hammers in the last few minutes have flipped the score and now lead by 1. It's 2-1.
Had to do better with the pressure. Nice. Flicks it back. Lovely. And away he goes at pace for Song. No, it's for Knight. Does he find Song? Yes, he does in the middle. Song alone and rolls it ever so gently past Meta. Tremendous link-up play from CPR, who string passes together like beads on a friendship bracelet, and the resulting finish, blink and you'd miss it, but just so sweet, so nice.
To get the ball away from danger for the moment. But the Lions can come with a shot's taken, and it's in the back of the net. What a finish! From nothing! What a goal! A loose pass sees the ball fall to the New Jackson Lions midfielder.
Despite being pressed by two, it was as calm and cool as ever. And she already has one goal to her name. Oh, it's a second from outside the 18-yard box. Goal! Brooklyn City!
Weaver with the recovery run, pokes it, waiting for the advantage to go, and it's a goal!
A long-range ripper! Number 23, substitute Yoder, puts the home side up. Yet another goal.
Brian Yako driving up towards Saramago. That's clever. Brian Saramago specs a shot. Oh my word! It's an absolute worldie by Captain Fantastic. The Tomcats are in the lead again. Audacious, stupendous.
And this is Mika back to Rio once again. Rio takes a long shot, and Rio, what a goal! From as far as you can see, what a banger to beat Mejia's post, and Red Hook have tied things up.
Borgetto, they know what it means. They know they need these 3 points. Borgetto's shot is in the back of the net! Borgetto at number 31! He grabbed the ball almost 30 yards out and he slams it into the back of the net!
Mira even, excuse me. Nicky turning Mira, letting fly, decently caught! Spectacular equaliser for New Haven. A rocket from Guilherme Mira.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
And welcome back. We are here on Randall's Island, Game & Frame, coming to you live from Field 75 for Borgetto's second team and CPR's third team here in the Division 1 Reserve Playoff Final. Borgetto went into the half with a 2-0 lead, courtesy of Seth Harrison and Jordan Tirico, your goal scorers. Borgetto will restart proceedings here in their light blue. CPR, of course, in their red with thin black stripes, attacking this half from the right to the left. They have some work to do to get a foothold here in this match, but as the old adage goes, 2-0 is a very scary score. So we will see if they can take advantage of the wives' tale. Away we go with Borgetto, starting it off with a line testing through ball. Faisal Sanfo on the ball. Kogan, his shadow, tries to go over the top for Seth Harrison, held up well there by Aloni. Wants some kind of something for his troubles, but won't get it. Here is Aloni on the ball now. Navarro for Patino. Navarro again. Good touch to control possession. Kogan's a big searching switch and a great touchdown by Kuntz. It's a great step and a stop from Ulaine. Burke spread it wide and into the hands of the diving Guventurk. Although behind the play, Kadim Diop, you missed it in the first half as we were dealing with technical difficulties, but this is the second time that the center back has remained down following a play. He is on a yellow card as well. Looking over at the bench for Borgetto. No one quite getting themselves ready to go just yet. Over comes Camilo Salazar to check in on his center back. Looks like it might be something in the groin or hip flexor area. He gets that stretched out a little bit. Looks to be well enough to play on. So away we go. Ooh, that was a tough bit of contact back behind the play. Not sure if you guys got to see that, but that was Trip Burke crashing into Michel, the center back for Borgetto. Thomas Michel had a great first half. Played in the long ball to Seth Harrison that created the second goal. Michel will play on. And as numbers move forward for Borgetto, they do drill this one into Sanfo. No, Kogan gets there first. Lindau on the cleanup though. Kogan does just a little better. Burke falls over his own touch. Skro. It's a good recovery there from Burke. Out for a Borgetto throw. Nodded on. Nodded back. Recontrolled, sliding around. Sanfo on the ball, just tries to drill one away towards Harrison. Excuse me. High press from Borgetto starting. Kuntz contending with Camilo Salazar. Does well enough to earn himself a throw, but deep in his own territory. Everyone coming forward for Borgetto to try and snuff out any build-out attempt. And this would be the man to do it with, Ben Kogan. And indeed, he's made it work somehow, some way. Although Bernie Wright's going to have to chase this one down. Doesn't quite get there. Away goes Seth Harrison around the outside of Aloni. Rips one into the middle, but can't get it into the box. Just catches the wrong side of the near post. That is out for a goal kick. This is, of course, the Division I Reserve League playoff final. Still to come this evening, is the Division I Cosmopolitan Soccer League playoff final to be contended between league winners Polonia and to be invited to the APSL Polonia, and second place New York International FC, who will look to get their main season revenge against Polonia, who beat them 3-1 in the last few weeks of the season, and that really did end up becoming the title deciding match. So can the Lions regain some pride, or does Polonia take the double over New York International? Here's Navarro. His touch. It's bounced around. Seth Harrison. That's the second time I almost said Seth Harrison. I swear it's the TH. Just under the glimpse of your camera is Bill Marth with the Division I Reserve trophy in hand to be awarded to the winner of this match. As it stands, Borgetto will be going home with the gold. Here is Skro. Lane, but Skro could not keep that one in bounds. As we are slowly making our way towards drier conditions. This ball still like to slip under a few touches. Play whistle dead in favor of Camilo Salazar of Borgetto, held up just a little bit by Bernie Wright. Our team of referees here is centered by Nikolai. On the far side is Diana, and Paolo is the nearsighted assistant referee. I don't know which one that makes 1 versus 2, as here's a good ball in from Bernie Wright, searching for Brown. Luca Brown is just offside. That one whistled dead by Diana. Or I guess flagged down. Whistled eventually by Nikolai. Harrison, great touch. A little non-traditional, but it worked. Sanfo. The feet of the striker. Wide for Salazar and cutting in at pace. Trying to rip one across for Zamaripa. Way overcooked there. Lucas Doucette now in at the 9 for Borgetto in blue. CPR start the build out now. Here's Murad. Well, that's a great sliding challenge from the striker. Wow, just too casual from Murad. Patina gets away. Is stopped there by Skro. But that is a big mistake from Murad to not feel the pressure provided by Lucas Doucette. Yeah, very nearly. A bad mistake. Here's Kraus now on the ball with Doucette still pressing on. Just shaping his body to force those balls back.
Tanner, trip is on there. Tanner, trip is on there.
Murad for Kuntz. Another figure of 8, this time stopped with some sneaky, I was sneakily done there. CPR regained possession though. Here's Navarro. Navarro cuts back, cuts away, cuts again, cuts back. Aloni flips one into the box for Bernie Wright. It's just too tall for the midfielder. quick moment to note that the captain, Ben Lindau for Borgetto, has taken a seat just to stretch out. And reclaim his shin pad. He is up. Jonah Lindau did make his way onto the field just to offer the substitution, but it looks like Ben is able to play on. A little bit of hitch in his giddy up right now. Seems like it's probably just a run-of-the-mill cramp. Oh, that's a beautiful touch from Salazar. Sanfo from distance! Oh, what a worldie that would have been! Leo! Caught Bentoncourt off his line. And had that been on target.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, Sanfo will be reciting a few Hail Marys and Our Fathers because that would have been absolutely unholy. CPR escape though. And now from the build out, Bernie Wright will just shadow Diop. Spreads it wide for Skro. Into Diop once again, the high press. Nothing doing on that challenge. Bernie Wright with some options, lays it. Kogan! Oh, just deflected around and unable to be controlled. Goal kick is the final call as it seemed to bounce off Trip Burke, excuse me. Kogan, lovely touch though. Sanfo holds him up just a bit. Great stop there from Aloni. Patino holds up. Navarro covered well by Zamaripa. Kogan flips it back for Aloni. Holds the ball up just a bit too long. Gives it up for Lindau, who gives it up for Sanfo, who gives it up for Salazar, who has remained onside. The ball just behind him. Salazar gets away. Salazar for 3. Off goes the kid. We will get the yellow card, but celebrates with his bench because that could be the icing on the cake of the trophy-winning campaign for Borgetto's second team here in the Cosmopolitan First Division Reserve League. That was an electric run from Salazar, who held his spot so well. On this near side, our assistant referee, Paolo, waved him on, said onside, timed it brilliantly. It is Swiss watch timing on that run, and then goes absolutely Cupid shuffle on Bentoncourt in goal. Now right, now left, now kick, now walk it by yourself all the way to the corner with your team. See how well that metaphor works out. It's 3-0 Borgetto here on Randall's Island. Still time for CPR. Kogan. Just heard from the Borgetto bench. Now we press, now we press. I don't think they know that Kogan is not the one to press. I think you wait for a different opportunity. Patina touches it down, but right into the path of Harrison. Sanfo lets it run across his body. Salazar went offside, so Sanfo will remain on the ball. Sanfo just cutting, twisting away, trying to force an opportunity. No, it's a great step from Morad to stop the attack. Kogan now. Bernie Wright. Dropped back for Kuntz. Bernie Wright holding it up. Has to release the ball and finds it wide. Brown for Burke. Good step in from Diop of Borgetto. Patina disguises that pass. It's a great save from Guven Turk. Unbeatable in the first half and has picked up insane form for the second. He is going to have a personal highlight reel coming out of this match. Salazar. Snap, crackle, pops his way through the defense. Rice Krispie football. Lindau, 2-touch to flip it out the other way. Seth Harrison drills one across, redeflected! Oh, but just couldn't get inside the frame of net. The service from Seth Harrison reminiscent of a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. But at the back end, Borgetto with a first grade essay. Don't know how to capitalize. Here is CPR once again to build out against the press. Testing the long ball. Diop will have the positioning. But if the press remains, they're going to get the ball back and do so. Brown. Oh, it's another save! Unbelievable! Second opportunity for Navarro, perhaps. No, clipped away. Sanfo can push the ball forward now and does so into the path of Salazar. That is unbelievable from the goalkeeper, adding to his highlight reel here. Here's Gro. Tries to go at it with the left foot, was dealing with Morad, who had him for physicality. Bernie Wright trying to forge his way forward. The run for Navarro, man, it just held the ball so long. The run was materializing, rematerializing, but Bernie Wright goes reverse alchemist, turning gold into lead. They do get a corner following that opportunity. This one to be served in by Patina. It's drilled. It's at the back. Has to be redirected in. Just can't get through the barrage of bodies for Borgetto. Good touch there for Morad. They'll get it back out wide for a second helping of Jesus Patina. He's held up well there by Zamaripa. Back on the ball. And Guven Turk, not a very convincing clearance there. Will do well to find Doucette. Lays it for Harrison. Sanfo. For Doucette. And that will be the flag up on this near side. Substitution here for Borgetto. Ayub will take the spot of Daniel Skro. A like-for-like swap in the center of the park. Calling the run of Zamaripa, guiding it or taking it out of the air. Does find its way back to Navarro, who is still on the ball. Wide for Aloni. 1v1 with Seth Harrison. Back for Kogan. Everyone coming forward for CPR towards the back end of the 18. Ulane with a no-nonsense nod backwards for a corner. Borgetto will have another substitution. Though we will ask for next opportunity for this substitution to take place.
Yo, Ralph!
Never mind. Ralph Zamaripa, after that defensive stand, will take his last action to be replaced by Russell Davis, his introduction to the match. So it is Bernie Wright, drills this one very high. Davis, first involvement here. Navarro tries to clip this one towards the back. It's off the chest of Sanfo. Here is Ayub. Seth Harrison on this near side making a great run. Salazar on the far side makes a good one too. Salazar trying to shake off Murad, who stands him up really well. The clearance is only as far as Sanfo, drilled and wide. So this 3-0 result so far will feel extra good for Borgetto, who lost 6-3 and then 3-2 against this very same CPR side. Borgetto did come into this playoff semifinal and then final in fine form. Their last loss was on the 17th of March to the Ukrainians before taking wins over Polonia, Zoom, Hoboken, and Ulkini, beating Polonia once again in the semifinal to earn their spot here in the Division 1 Reserve playoff final. For CPR, a mixed bag of results in their last 5. Draw versus Hoboken, a win versus Kids Super Samba, a convincing 8-2 win. Let's call attention to that. Wins versus Sanzak, and then a draw versus New York International before losing to Polonia, and then getting a win versus New York International in the semis. Navarro will make way for Colin Chiakpo, who had a woohoo! That was nothing short of speculative. Chiakpo, who had an incredible first half. We'll see if he can replicate results. Just needs to find, of course, that final touch for CPR. Tries to get his own errant pass, won't. Sanfo starts a run. Doucette on the ground gives it for Ayub. Here is Ayub, dribbling at pace, gives for Doucette. Wide now, the third man run from Salazar. Salazar just eases it backwards. It's a great ball in. Doucette! Just high of the mark. That was unbelievable service in. Build out starting once again for CPR. Patina. Kogan. Patina again. Really nice spell of possession from CPR. Oh, but coughed up here. Doucette from distance, why not? That time, Bentoncourt had a little better positioning to catch that one out. Parries it downwards and collects easily. Bernie Wright, great run into the half space for Brown, who can whip this one in, or does it fall for Bernie Wright? No, just outside of his touch. Chiakpo tries to win some contact, tries to win a foul. Nothing doing, says the referee. So away goes Borgetto on the far side. Salazar isolated, now gives into the middle. With all the time in the world. Cannot find an effective pass there, the captain Lindau. That will wrap up proceedings for the goal scorer, Camilo Salazar. It will bring on an entirely different goal scorer in Jordan Tarico. Another like-for-like swap in the front for Borgetto. Additionally, Bocina back in for CPR. Patina now dropping into more receded positions to get on the ball, try and create some effect for the Central Park Rangers. Oh, Patina has space on this near side that they're missing out on. Diop. Michel. Here's Davis. For Harrison, a little bit outside of Harrison's range, so he has to recover possession. We play on with the advantage. Ayub. Ayub has some really close control getting through the middle. Ball for Brown. Diop, his shadow. Can Brown get around Diop? Not quite. And Diop down once again. Well, that one might have just been some run-of-the-mill exhaustion from that run. Sub for Borgetto will wait until the next opportunity. Here is Tarico for Sanfo. Sanfo, who has been eyeing up that strike from distance. This time he'll clip it over for Seth Harrison. Was that a handball? No! Yes. Did see it just at the last opportunity to have called it, as that ball was drilled into the back of the net. But will have to be nothing more than a memory. Patina tries to go over the top, plucked out of the air by Diop. Guven Turk very nearly forgetting that the ball was with him there. Ayub. Oh, what a run! Faisal Sanfo drags himself wide, so we'll have to have some work to do. Well, never mind. On cleanup duty, but made a mess of it. Substitution for each team. Faisal Sanfo also still down behind the play following that run. Luca Brown for CPR to be replaced by Alex Hula. And Kadim Diop, center back for Borgetto, will get a very well-earned rest. He will be replaced by Benzola Eshunya. He will take that striker spot. That will put Doucette into the center of the defense to replace Diop. Patina catches a shot and a half from Tarico. Overly tenacious, that challenge, but the pair able to shake hands and move forward. Kuntz. Chiakpo tries the fantastical. Out of bounds for a goal kick for Borgetto. Davis misplays there, out of bounds, coughs up possession. CPR now on the throw. Oh, Patina couldn't maintain that one. Davis on the throw. Great bit of interplay there. Seth Harrison. Oh, very nearly there from Eshunya. I didn't think he was going to get there. I thought Murad had that well covered. But the replacement striker did get a touch on it to force a corner. So the opportunity for Borgetto. Lindau collecting. Clifford Ajay ready to return for Borgetto. Here's the service, away by Ben Kogan. Patino holding up against Tarico. For Kogan, but didn't feel the pressure or didn't see it. Tarico, good step there. Well, he stayed on side. Did Hula. Patina tries to clip it over. Pardon me, that's not Hula, that was Busina. Just lacking that little bit of spark on the attack is CPR. Chiakpo releases for Patina. Back in the middle for Chiakpo. This is better for them. That's got to be, and it is just on the edge of the 18.
Set! Man! Set! Man!
Clifford Ajay will take the spot of Seth Harrison, who has run his race and run it well. The captain, Ben Lindau, will also make way. His final bow has come to be replaced by Daniel Sgro. The standing ovation from the Borgetto sideline. So Jesus Patina standing over to maybe deliver a clipped ball towards the back. Colin Chiakpo might just test Guven Turk. It's a grab bag of ability. Instead, it's Patina! Oh, Patina has smuggled it over the line! Seemingly improbably past a Kerem Guven Turk who has been lights out like this field. Fun fact, the floodlights don't work here on field 75. But beaten at the back end of the match. I couldn't tell you, but hey, this is the Cosmo League for you. Well, Tarico tried to save the goal kick. It was very intelligent work as well, as we are into the final 12 or so minutes. Just under 12 perhaps. Don't know who will be credited with that goal for CPR, but credit has to go to Patina for the service in. Throw in for CPR. Does that inspire them somewhat into trying to get after this game in the late stages? Bernie Wright touching down amid some pressure from Skro. Too tenacious was the pressure.
Hurry! Out wide!
Here's Patina again. Oh, Patina drops Skro, but can't find the on-rushing Aloni. Hula just lifts one. Guven Turk plucks it out of the air. Guven Turk starting to play the gamesmanship. Sends that one long. Elaine. And Skro. Clifford Ajay has some room to work with. Aloni now sliding over in coverage. Davis on the overlap, overcooked there by Ajay. Kogan into Patina, holds himself up to awaiting the ball. Skro tries to clear it, has to wait for the second time of asking. Chiakpo for Kogan. Bernie Wright. Kuntz for Hula. Man, that touch just didn't help him there. Does get a throw for Wright. Murad. Kogan. Patina. The overlap coming. Patina didn't get enough whip on it. Instead, it drove its way towards the near post. And Guventurk was able to parry that one downward and bleed a few more seconds. Off the chest of Ishunya. But Morad comes away with possession. Taken swiftly away though. Sanfo. He's trying to over-choreograph himself here. And this could be another opportunity. Tries to slip through for Busina. If he had been waiting on that ball, I think he thought that Michel was going to get that touch, and then it just took him off his step, because that you got to be able to control that one. Yeah, that's tough there. Kwako Joel back in for Clifford Ajay. Taken away by Kuntz. Kogan. Chiakpo on this near side. Does receive it. He was in some space with Davis not quite shadowing him tight enough. Cleared away by Davis. Joel now. Good takeaway there from Kraus. Davis rips it back towards Yeshunya, who commits the foul and will receive the booking. Everyone's starting to feel the effects here of the past nearly 90 minutes. We have about 8 left. Well, ready to return. Kadim Diop. Does he add to his season total, which is the most of any on Borgetto's second team here? Parried out of the air. Brave goalkeeping from Guventurk. That will be all she wrote for Benzola Eshunya. Kadim Diop back in. Does he go towards the role of the number 9? Yes, he does. He will coast to coast his way into the last portion of this match. Sanfo is offside. Thought he started his run in his own half and is very vocal about it. About 6 to be played here. Taken away. Good touch. The pass to Ayub. Flipped out. Does Sanfo get on the end of it? He gets a touch. Oh no! Once again on cleanup duty, once again made a mess of it. Patina, Chiakpo the turn, is able to somehow maintain control. Here's Chiakpo, tries to float it towards Busina. We'll have to get a second chance of asking. Well, that's a great touch past Tarico, but Ulaine shields it out of bounds. Tarico, or Chiakpo and Ulaine. A meeting of the hands, as there was no real malicious intent there, but will go into the book nonetheless. It did trickle over the line before the foul, so goal kick is indeed the call. Tarico can't quite control it down. Here's Hula, but there are already about 6 or 7 for Borgetto waiting behind the ball. The cutback from Kuntz. Oh, intelligent step there from Ayub. Has 2 in front of him to work with. Sanfo and Diop. Here is Diop. Diop trying to work his way, works it across. Onside is Joel. Diop trying to find a turn, trying to find a spin. Joel, Diop stays wide. Back into the middle for Sanfo. Disguises his touch. Sanfo drags it wide. Well, had the opportunity, but fluffed it like a hotel pillow. Goal kick, the call. CPR narrowly evading, conceding a 4th. Clearance from Kuntz will be controlled by Borgetto. Zgro, back for Michel. Back for Guven Turk. A complete reset of possession. Long ball touched right into the path of Jesus Patina. Bernie Wright leaves for Hula. Hula wide for Busina. Drills one in and cleared. Well, I don't know if it was convincing, but it was just effective enough to get the ball back into the hands of Guven Turk. As we trickle our way into the final 2 minutes. Diop off his chest. He's got the step on Morad, but has a little too much step. Out of bounds for a goal kick. Well, barring the improbable and nigh on impossible, Borgetto FC will be Division 1 Reserve League playoff champions here this evening. They generated some incredible momentum into the last few weeks of the regular season, going unbeaten, wins in their last 4, and then a win over Polonia, who were 3rd place in the league standings. They could not overcome New York International FC in the regular season, losing out by just 2 points. Chiakpo searching for contact and gets it. 47 points and a goal differential of plus 28. But New York International FC second team on 49. Jesus Patina to serve this one back in. Just a few yards back from his goal-scoring dead ball. Nodded in. Offside as well. So from the offside, the ensuing free kick, and into the final few minutes we go, we do want to remind you that the Division 1 playoff final between Polonia and New York International FC still to come this evening. That kickoff should be at about 9 p.m. here on Game and Frame. We will stick around here on Randall's Island for that. Faisal Sanfo at the back of the 18. Finds Diop, turns his hip, awaiting some bit of time and space and room. Gets it across the box for Davies now on this front side of the 18. Davies trying to forge his way inward. Zgro. Davis with some pressure from Patina, who gets the ball. Recovered by Joel. Sanfo. Faisal Sanfo, high again of the mark. He has not been able to find the frame of goal this entire game. Of course, there is more coming up on Game and Frame as we head into the summer as well. Keep an eye on our Instagram. Head over to our Instagram now, by the way, to look at our candidates for Goal of the Month for the month of May. On that post, you can vote for who you think deserves the honor of Goal of the Month. Winner receives a special gift from our sponsor for this evening, Salt Athletic, who have created the world's freshest and most advanced cleat bag. Known as the Air Case, it uses antimicrobial technology to make for odor-free car rides and homes. We're going to leave that QR code up as this attack comes to nothing. That QR code on your screen, we mentioned it in the first half, that is your ticket to 10% off your order on the Air Case, an exclusive offer from Salt Athletic to the Game and Frame family and community. Of course, we are very thankful to Salt Athletic for their continued sponsorship and partnership through this entire grassroots football season. We have eclipsed our scheduled 90 minutes. Nikolai, our center referee, the only one who may truly know how much longer we have to play on, as CPR still look to get something out of this match, but an effective clearance from Borgetto takes that ball out of play. Trophy celebration and interviews to follow this match. Make sure to stick around for that. And it'll be coming up sooner than expected. Borgetto FC's second team will take home the gold here in the epilogue of the Division 1 reserve season here in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. Manager of the squad, David Arumala, has come in and shaken things up, bringing success that Borgetto has been chasing the past few seasons. And now, at least at the reserve level, they have their just desserts. The sky blue of Borgetto, a stalwart feature of the first division here in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League, taking home gold for the second side. And we will keep this stream running. We'll get some interviews as we await the lifting of the trophy. It'll be the captain, Ben Lindau, who had a tremendous shift this evening. Will put his hands on gold, which has eluded this squad. But this is so very well deserved. An incredible performance, top to bottom, back to front. Man of the match, you could give it to just about anyone. Diop was a stalwart defensively. Guven Turk kept out that which could not have been kept out save for divine intervention. You want to talk about Maradona and hands of God. Hats off to Guven Turk. Sanfo did his part. Tarico did his part. We're gonna go now to the trophy lifting. We'll cut out our nonsense going on here. Folks, we present to you Captain Ben Lindau. And we present champions, Borgetto FC's second team here in the Cosmopolitan Division 1 Reserves. Pop the champagne and celebrate all night long, Borgetto. The light blue goes home wreathed in gold. And we're going to come right back with some interviews from the victorious side. Folks, stick around here on Game and Frame. We are just about done here from Randall's. One last bit of kit for you.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential. Paul is going to go for a long-range shot! Oh my word! It's astonishing! Explosive! Unreal! Gianna Paul!
Back out wide. The Staten Island Monarchs looking for the opening goal! Goal! Outrageous! Seth Powder with the opener!
Similar spot just barely earlier in the half. Zilonka, same setup, 2-1! Zilonka goes straight in. He beats Fontes to the near post. And Hudson Valley Hammers in the last few minutes have flipped the score and now lead by 1. It's 2-1.
Had to do better with the pressure. Nice. Flicks it back. Lovely. And away he goes at pace. For Song. No, it's for Knight. Does he find Song? Yes, he does in the middle. Song alone and rolls it ever so gently past Meta. Tremendous link-up play from CPR, who string passes together like beads on a friendship bracelet. And the resulting finish, blinking you'd miss it, but just so sweet, so nice.
To get the ball away from danger for the moment. But the Lions can come with a shot's taken, and into the back of the net. What a finish! From nothing! What a goal! A loose pass sees the ball fall to the New Jackson Lions midfielder.
Despite being pressed by two, it was as calm and cool as ever. And she already has one goal to her name. Oh, it's a second from outside the 18-yard box. Goal! Brooklyn City!
Weaver with the recovery run, pokes it, waiting for the advantages to go, and it's a goal! A long-range ripper! Number 23, substitute Yoder, puts the home side up, yet another goal.
Borgetto throwing up towards Saramago. That's clever. Ryan Saramago specs a shot. Oh my word! It's an absolute worldie by Captain Fantastic, the Tomcats.
Hello, and thank you for continuing to tune in here on Game and Frame. I could not think of two more deserving guys to come join us for the post-match interview. Captain, I'll start with you. Sure. Just walk us through the moment. How does it feel to come away with the gold here tonight?
We're used to it this season. Yeah, I'll come a little closer. We're used to it this season. It's our second trophy of the season, and I couldn't be more thrilled to do it with this group. We've come a long way. It's been a tumultuous 2 years for us, moving from Zoom to Borgetto, but the guys really bought in, and it was a great season. I think you saw it on the field. Fight for each other, don't give up, and enjoy ourselves. So we're just going to enjoy it, and we'll be back next season.
Amazing. Coach, next question goes to you. Obviously, these guys got both games over you during the regular season. I think it was 6-3 and then 3-2 were the two score lines. What changed for this evening for you to come away with the result and get the win when it really mattered?
I think for all of them, it's just the commitment to practices, the commitment to being competitors, getting on the field, not underestimating the opponent. So it was, for me, it was a game changer. They competed, they fought for every 1v1, absolutely, for every header. So yeah, for me, that's what changed. Yeah.
Last question, keeper. Could you save the Titanic? Because it seemed like there was nothing that you couldn't stop from happening this afternoon.
Today, yes, I would have saved the Titanic.
Yeah, I figured.
Today was my day. Today was our day. Absolutely. We had a absolutely fucking amazing performance, and oh, sorry about that.
It'll happen.
It's the adrenaline, and we're so happy with getting the trophy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to leave the stream open for you, for anyone who wants to say a final word to anyone watching at home, of the Borgetto faithful, for Game and Frame fans. This is your moment. I really want to let you kind of take advantage of it. So if there are any final words, it's all you.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I think also thanks to the CSL for putting on a great season. We're so thrilled to be part of it, and we'll be back, so tune in. But hopefully you get my goal this time, because you guys were late.
I know.
Yeah, that's okay. But believe it went in.
I called it. I said it was. I wrapped it up. I put it into it. Yes.
I heard there were some train troubles today.
That's all good.
So
it'll happen. Yeah, New York.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and really congratulations. Really appreciate all the stuff that you guys have done this year and this season. Can't wait to see you guys next season.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
For Game and Frame, I have been Diego Mijan. What a evening we've had here on Randall's Island. More to come over at 9 p.m. We're going to be right over there for the CSL Division 1 playoff final between Polonia and New York International FC. Guys, not one to be missed. Thank you so much for tuning in, and to Salt Athletic for your sponsorship. We're going to see you next time, and it's going to be real soon.